Okay, now let us look at some of the features of the administrator. So once they log in, there are a number of things they can see that the other users cannot see. One of it is settings. So other users cannot see settings. Other users cannot see transaction. Other users cannot see users. So I'll start with these users. If the administrator comes to all users, um, they're able to see all user and they can arrange them in any way. If they want to arrange their names in pending, in ascending or descending order, you just click on this uh, up down arrow and they can be arranged. For example, if I want to see who has the highest amount of has the highest amount of earnings in this system, I'll just come to this account balance column. Then I'll click on this arrow to arrange it either from top to bottom, or vice versa. So from who has the lowest, this one has 0, 0.06, 8.012, going downwards. If I click it again, it starts from the largest. This one has 13 dollars, 12.04, 8.06, going downwards. If I want to check a specific user, for example, this one with 8.0, I'll just click on this a pencil edit icon, and it will open. I can see their serial number. I can see the total amount of money they have earned. I can see their total points and a number of their details. There are some details I can edit, like for example, their status. I can make a user inactive. If they're inactive, they cannot log in. That means they cannot access the account. I can make a user an administrator, a moderator, or just a normal user. I can change their phone number. I can change their country, and also their gender, and also their email if they request that. So those are some of the action that the administrator can perform to a user. Apart from that, there's another option for settings. So there are three settings. There are general settings, there are payment settings, and there are permission settings. Under general settings, there are a number of settings the administrator can perform. One of it is the duration of order, whether it is in minutes, seconds, or hours. So by default, it's in minutes. The currency being used, for example, right now we are using the US dollar. You can change it to Kenyan shillings. You can change it to the euro dollar, or any other. Date format, you can change to either date, month, or month date. Okay. Maximum orders on dashboard. These are the orders you see here. Let me to come back. Orders you see here. So if you make them 10, a user will be seeing only 10 orders. If you make them 20, so by default right now you can only see 10 maximum orders. Number of points per dollar, because we're using dollar. Um, Moderator points, that is the point of a moderator when an order is uploaded and approved. That is what they receive. And this is what the user receives per dollar per order. Now these are the points to access attachment, points to access internship, and also point to access scholarship. This one you can change to any. Points to access sponsorship, and also point to access learning resources. These are under my opportunities under here. So if you want users to have maybe 50,000 points so that they can access a given opportunity, you can just edit from here. Also, apart from that, you can change the profile photo, the default profile photo, so that any time a user signs up, there is a profile picture that are given by default. You can change it from here. Then this is the default logo photo. These are the logos you see on the site, from login page to dashboard to what we call a favor icon, something that is supposed to be appear here. So once you change that logo, all of them will change at once. So the other setting we have is payment setting. So on payment setting, the administrator can add other payment methods and their condition. He can edit the existing ones. He can activate them or deactivate them. For example, right now we have Skrill and PayPal. I can add M-Pesa. So payment name, I can just go and add M-Pesa. Minimum amount in dollars, I'll say uh, $10 in M-Pesa. That is roughly almost 1,500 right now. Processing fee, I'll say something like, and this processing fee is percentage to what this one is. So I can say something like 10%. Then the payment logo, I can just find an M-Pesa logo or Lipa M-Pesa logo and add it here. So I don't have it now, but I can come to download. Okay, I have one. So payment logo, I'll just select one. So I've downloaded an M-Pesa logo, so I'll put it there. Then I'll say confirm. Then it will be confirmed. Then if I check, I can see M-Pesa option here, but currently it's not active. So I can go ahead and edit if there are any other details I need to edit. Like the name, processing fee, withdrawal amount, I can change that. I can change the logo at any given time. So if I go to account, for example, withdraw account, and let me say place a new withdrawal request, I cannot see M-Pesa, I cannot see Skrill and PayPal because it's not active. So I can come back. I can come back to payment settings, and I make sure that M-Pesa is active, and so is the yes. So that is how you make it to be active. So M-Pesa will be active. So if I come back to account and withdraw, you want to place a new withdrawal, you'll be able now to see M-Pesa, and users can select M-Pesa option and they can see maximum amount they can withdraw from there. Of course, what you placed from there, which is $10, and the processing fee is 10%. Another increase and decrease. These details can be changed from the settings tab, depending. So this is how the administrator can add more payment details or edit some of them. And also they can also do what they can also delete this payment method, so they can go ahead and delete one of them. For example, you can say yes, I want to delete PayPal, and or they're saying payment method cannot be deleted, contact system developer. Yes, we placed it like that so to avoid errors. So in case you want to delete, we'll check if there's any user who has placed the payment method either with PayPal. If there's one, we'll ask you to complete first. Then once you complete, you can come back and delete. But as per now, you cannot delete if someone has placed with any of them. The other setting is permission settings. Permission is just what the user, each group of user can access and what they can access. So if I open administrator, for example, administrator can access everything from this site. You can see everything is checked. They can view orders, they can view opportunities, they can view transaction and do different things. They can create, edit, and much more. Also settings they can view. They can also view permission. If I go to another user like a moderator, if I click edit moderator permissions, moderator can view, create, and edit orders. He can view my orders, but they cannot view biddings. They cannot view completed. They cannot view active orders. They can view opportunities, but they cannot create or edit. So if you want them to be creating opportunity also, you just check on this checkbox there. Then from now on, if you check, they'll be able to create. Otherwise, you can uncheck the orders like so. So so if you want to add anything, for example, if I don't want users to see notification, I can just check from here and they won't be able to see notification. That is for these type of user moderators. Let me go back to users and see what we can do with their settings. So let me come back to permissions, and I'll open user permissions. These are just a normal user, anyone who can sign up. By default, they are normal user to the system, so they have very, very limited access to resources. So most of these things they can only view, like orders. My orders, they can only view their own orders. They cannot see who has placed a bidding, who has completed a task, which orders are active and which are not active. They cannot do that. So for example, if we are doing some maintenance on orders, we can just come and check orders. So normal users won't be able to see orders and work on them. So that is how we deactivate it. So we can change something while the site is still on. So we do that, edit something, then we come back and turn it on for normal users so that they can continue seeing orders and they can go ahead and work upon them. So they cannot see other users, they cannot see settings, they cannot view permission, they cannot view transaction, they can see how it works, they can see notification, yeah, and so on. So if you want to deny them or add them some powers, you can do it from here. And that is the end of settings for this one. There's another icon for settings above here. This is still the same. This one access the general settings directly, which is still linked to from down here. So those are the what an administrator can do in length.